Hi everyone, and welcome back to Gears at the Simracing podcast. I'm your host Hugo, and what a crazy 2 weeks you have been. ACC never disappointed and delivered a unique Nordschleife finally. AC Evo is announcing, as will be the Seto Corsa 2 for a lot of us, Fanatec CEO, and a lot of things that you're going to discuss. But first, let me remind you that negative don't have a space on sim racing, and unfortunately, these last weeks we've been seeing a lot of that coming. Been to Jardier, been to Gamer Muscle, and a lot of other content creators. So, guys, we are living on one of the best and most beautiful eras of sim racing, and I don't think we have space for that negativity. But before we jump on the news, let me remember that you can support the channel by liking and subscribe it. The same thing on the audio part by Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Just jump there, subscribe, give us a rating, and please let us know what we can do to get better and to evolve. You can always join our Patreon where we support drivers from sim racing to real. Past weekend, a big shout to Jude Peters and S2 Racing or Sim2 Racing for 3 podiums on global and 2 wins on this category on the rainiest autumn park with great driving, heart, and amazing skills for the first time on track, guys. Please keep an eye on this name because a lot of good things coming, and the car looks absolutely beautiful. To start on the news, let's talking about the fast ones and raceroom with the latest update. Paul Deville is a unique and narrow circuit. I love the fact that raceroom still keep pushing it, and the circuit have not disappointing being driving an open wheeler TCR, MX5 or a double TCC. They never disappoint, and I must say that is surprisingly enjoyable. I still feel that is space for raceroom despite they only have 1,000 Steam players on this month. I think probably a remake on the part of the graphics could bring the game to a new level, but we never know what they can do to surprise or not. But raceroom is a game that still deserves our love. Last podcasts I talking about EA Games conspiracy, and it's clear that they are cleaning the house. They released another Formula 1 title. This time is the F1 22 2-year game, and already been released means that eSport is back into the racing to make buckets and probably not to bring great titles. Was I think the second title that was with eSport, or the first title, I don't remember now very well, but I think a game with 2 years should not be delisted, but they still keep bringing new games, and I think now with the game coming in May, a new total engine, so let's see what they want to do and what they don't want to do. But one thing is clear, I think EA Games have something under the sleeve. And talking about that, Ubisoft have pushed the plug on the crew game. Is a different department because this game is already 10 years old, was just an online game, but I feel that somehow they should have done a patch for people enjoying the game. I think in terms of gaming, with this, you just buy it virtually, don't own the game, should change it. But when the game is online and they will put the plug with nothing that we can do. Automobilista 2 saw a new update. Indications that was in March, coming with a new update on the F Ultimate Gen 2 and on the stock cars that come now with a V1.6 tire physics development. Just not completely, but a little bit on the thermodynamics and the wear. I think the car is going to feel a little bit more sharper, and now they add Nürburgring 1971 Beton Scheifel layout. That's part of the Nürburgring DLC, something that you should enjoy it. One of the news that probably nobody was expecting is the return of F1 sim racing with a calendar. They're going to be in 2 events, one on the 10 and 12 of April, the next one on the May 7 and 9. Going to be very fast paced, so expecting a lot of racing, very tired for the drivers, but we have a very great calendar. But one thing I can take from this one is they are rushing it very fast to finish on this old engine with the F123, and after have a remap for the new Unreal Engine 4 that's going to be on F124. Other thing is Studio 397, rFactor 2 Motorsport games. They are trying, according to a lot of people, to get the F1 Sim Racing Esport on rFactor 2. So personally, of course, will make more sense because it's more than a sim comparing to eSport, but the question of F124 is more accessible to everyone. So I don't know if Formula 1 will not make a bad move taking the exclusivity from there. I think I'm against exclusivity. I think exclusivity should be not in terms of gaming. I think everyone should have the possibility to develop the game that's going to make us creating better gaming and not depending only in one company. In this case, I feel that F1 have more to win if they keep sticking with the F1 24. It's more overall to everyone and more easy to play comparing with R Factor. But if you want the sim part, the sim racing part, R Factor 2 will be the best choice. And to finish, before we jumping, Le Mans Ultimate have been crushing completely the expectations for motorsport games. So very, very clear motorsport games have come from the dead, and I still believe that unfortunately they will suffer from the mistakes of the past. That's 100% clear, but they sold more on 48 hours that they sold on 10 days, or probably in 1 month, I would say. So there's a lot of buzz coming now in motorsport games, like I told you about with the F1 sim racing, that I don't know. I really don't know, but you never know what's gonna happen. But one thing is clear is motorsport games are coming back, and they probably learn with the mistakes, and I will expect much better company. And Stefan knows what he's doing. ACC, Assetto Corsa, Kunus, I think they are the same role of sim racing. I think everyone knows, even your ancestor knows, and now finally Assetto Corsa Competizione have released Nordschleife. That is official now, part of the calendar, that's why they can release. I will say that all sim racings can agree that this is the best version ever in sim racing. Of course, it's the most actual, but if you compare it with the release one but if you compare with the one released on Forza Motorsport, is no way near that. And we can say that you drive night, you drive morning, you drive any type of a day, the track feel alive. If the king of Grihel, Mitja Sharodin, say that is 98 perfection, I think the track goes over the perfection from the outside elements, from trees, trucks. You can say again, elements are there that you are expected. But for me, listening how the tarmac changed from the maze on 2022, 2023, and are there visible on the game are really interesting, and to see how that transcribed when you are driving on the rain and the tree is covered and you can have that good racing line, that dry racing line. Even the examples that been already talked about, the fake grass that are present in some of the corners are really, really interesting. I think in resume, this is the best Nords than ever, and the DLC come with a price of £10, €12, $12, and bring great sound updates that probably a lot of people don't speak, and a lot of redone on the dampers. I saw a lot of people complain that the cars now are bouncing a lot. Some people don't claim. I think have to be probably with the setups. We need to redone our setups because it's a new physics on the dampers with that twitch. So let's see what can happen. And talking about setups, you need to talk about this. I think Coach Dave don't miss an opportunity, and straight out the box they deliver 30 setups ready for you have. And you can see the timetables here for check which cars are faster, which cars are faster, check which cars you can get better. But they make such an amazing job. And to finish, talk about Nords. ACC have a peak of 12.5k players on the first day, and was the highest ever done on a Assetto Corsa Competizione. So we have to take our hat to Kunos for delivering once again great tracks. I think when it comes to tracks designs, they are the best in terms of PC. I still think that Gran Turismo 7 in terms of consoles go in terms of the lighting and in terms of the graphics a little bit better than what you see, for example, in Assetto Corsa Competizione. But in terms of tracks, Nords is much better than Gran Turismo. But Gran Turismo is much better if you want to jump on a road car that you don't have the possibility to do it on Assetto Corsa Competizione. So a lot of good things are there, and I think will be one of the last updates, because with this update you have a QR code that say Assetto Corsa 2, that's now official name is Assetto Corsa Evo, or Evo, is coming to early release this summer with aim to be released 2025. And I say that this one could be one of the last DLCs, because as you know, Assetto Corsa Evo gonna be in a new type of engine. They're gonna do on their own engine, so I don't assume they will be delivering updates for game developed on Unreal Engine 4, and after gonna make updates to a new game that they are releasing on their old engine. I will think they will scrap, probably they will release 1 or 2 more updates, nothing major on DLCs, and will put all the strengths on Assetto Corsa Evo. The same thing with LFM, that probably they will be start working with Assetto Corsa very, very soon. I know they are now partnering for this first 24 hours Nürburgring, and I can see that probably they will do something with the Evo, probably something new, or probably something that can be the best partnerships that we're going to see in 2024. To close, hardware news are coming with some interesting partnerships, and of course the goodbyes that we already talked on the podcast. F1 and Playseat have closed an official deal that can bring much more on the future of partnerships. It's official, a possibility that this brand deal will take a lot of big things to sim racing. I think it looks beautiful, but I take with cautions, because when it comes to F1 and sim rigs, they always tend to overdo it. And you know that one with the Red Bull, with the TV or the monitor is completely out of the place. The same thing with the Aston Martin, where you pay 130k for something that looks a little bit like that, where the position is not perfect. So the way of FOV for the way you're gonna drive, for me, looks a little bit weird. But I never sit down and never try, so we cannot talking about. But take with cautions with this one. It's the F1 and the Playseat. But Playseat have evolving, the quality is getting better, and I presume in somehow gonna be something that for rich people enjoy it, for people that see sim racing as a different way that as a C, I think will be something interesting. And of course, the crucial have to be CEO of Fanatec, Thomas Jägermeister, have been released of the position, and I can see in 2 ways coming. First, we know until now that he still owns 50% of the company, so it's not that he's been kicked out of the curve. He still owns the company. He still have probably a big majority, because they have 50%, so he still have his name on the door. He still holds a lot of strength. But one thing is crucial, was that he's been crucified for what happened with Black Friday. I know that was not probably his ad that should be crucified, because we have a lot of people that allow these mistakes to open, that is under him. But when they have to crucify someone, they choose Thomas. A lot of people say that he was already for a long time in a company and he need to change it, because evolution that Aztec have coming with the Chinese brand as Conspeed, Monza coming to the company, coming to the sim racing, they put Fanatec a little bit more on the side. I think Fanatec probably was trying to sort out first the logistic. They was almost sorted out, and after in October, when was Sim Expo, they delivered such a crazy news with the new DD Plus rally model steering wheel, the new now F1 bundle. Everything was going good, but that mistake with the Black Friday of selling stock in discount that they didn't have, so have to produce stock to be sold in discount, will not make probably any of the money that they had it. And in terms of what as a company needs, this company to produce money and the company need to sell, they sell it, but probably they didn't sell it with profit, and that was not enough to recover from all that happened. And if you can see, this has been a pattern in sim racing. So on the early 2000s, COVID boom, dinosaurs are putting on the side, and everything is new in sim racing. Loads of things coming, everyone putting money. But after reality came, after 3 years, a lot of people already are on sim racing, so probably the sales can keep going, but not going on the number that was expecting to going, or the number that people was still expecting to going. So these mistakes start getting bigger and bigger, and Thomas Jägermeister was crucified for that. Other way, that is I see him as a person that will not stay quiet. While everyone thinks that you're gonna stay on the sofa enjoying his 50% of the company, I think he has such big knowledge on what is happening on sim racing that now he can bring that vision in a different way. Started completely from the fresh, who knows, start a new company, start releasing something that you and me never saw. Think on that, because in this way probably he could have a fresh start. Okay, I still get my money from Fanatec, I still have a way on what's happening with Fanatec, but now let me create a completely different thing, completely different brand from the beginning without anyone knowing what's happening. So, let me know in the comments what you think about that, because I think that will be what Thomas is going to do. And, like we saw when it was with Apple, Steve Jobs was coming away and was trying to start it once again his things, and after went back to Apple, and after all the shenanigans, I think this is what's going to happen. I think Thomas is going to start going well outside of Fanatec. Fanatec will see again, probably we will see him once again as a CEO, or who knows, we're going to see him creating his own stuff. Once again, thank you so much for keep staying here with the podcast. I'm still suffering for being completely out on the rain on Alton Park. As you can see, my voice and looks a little bit sick, unfortunately. A lot of things will come to the channel in terms of evolution, in terms of podcast. I'm now, as you know, a lot of channels are doing sim racing news. Was a boom these last 2-3 months with sim racing news. I've been doing already for over a year, always talking with the news and have the guests. After swap it the guests and having a week with the news, I will guest again and week with the news. Now I'm thinking on keeping the guests on Wednesday every 4 weeks and start having the news in the different days of the week. I know that Friday belong to Sim Pits. Sundays in the moment belong to Vroom Vroom. I think Gridfinder is not doing podcast on the last days. I don't know what's happening there. And you know that Kiret are doing now sim racing news too. Apex is doing sim racing news too. So it's a lot of channels doing. So I need to check which part will be crucial to continue doing sim racing news or not. Or if I should stick only with the guests and every guest every 4th week, or doing the news every week to keep bringing more. I don't bring a special video this week. I don't bring mods because I say to you, I'm a little bit overwhelming with everything. We're moving homes, we are going to a new jobs. A lot of things happen on our real life and not on sim racing. But as soon as I can sort out everything here, we're gonna start jumping more in terms of sim racing the news, bringing more mods, bring a little bit more and see what's gonna do. For my part is everything. Next episode, we're gonna have Jan Mardonboro as our guest, and we're gonna have such a fun episode. See you guys.